This weather segment is sponsored by Physicians Hearing Center. Now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Oscar Fan.
Okay, let's talk about it. Got quite a few high clouds today, and there'll be even more. And also, well, yesterday we saw pretty much high clouds up to about 2 or 3. Then we started to see some other clouds at lower levels form. Today we saw those morning clouds, and I think they're going to be slow to erode versus yesterday. I think we're going to be kind of stuck with those pretty much all day long. And a lot of clouds for Wednesday and Thursday. Winds will be up around 15 miles an hour, maybe gusting higher. Tomorrow they could be gusting above 25 and above 20 to 25 in that area on Thursday with a lot of clouds. That does increase the fire danger because we're still in the dormant season, so the grasses are still pretty much dried out. It's more of a problem down the Florida Panhandle. You saw that story around Panama City, but report suspicious activities. Don't do any outdoor burning over the next few days because the winds will easily whip it out of control. But again, most people will be cautious about it, but if you see some people lurking around or suspicious activity, let the police know because they can kind of control that before it gets out of hand. In the 60s this morning, even 70 up toward Troy. See 60s throughout the southeast. I'm trying to see any exceptions. Don't see any. As far as the southeast view, you can see those clouds. And you see a little shower moving across from Tuscaloosa over toward Birmingham, but notice it is moving west to east, and that would be pretty much the case for the next 7 days. We may have a sprinkle or two north of Dothan this afternoon, and may have a few sprinkles Thursday afternoon, but right now, few and far between, not enough put in the forecast. Remember, we showed you yesterday up around the Canadian border, some really cold air just north of Minneapolis and east of Minot. Well, that has now moved to the south and west, and you can see that now covers up those areas that was not a problem in yesterday. Temperatures in the southeast part of the country, that high pressure that's off the east coast of Florida is now moving back to the west. It's going to be over southern Florida for the rest of the week. Actually, we'll go into the southern Gulf. So we stay in the 80s all the way probably through Monday of next week, but around 80 to 83. Here's the broad view of what's going on. You still see, oh, by the way, we're going to see precipitation showing up in California this week for the first time in a while. The coastal areas, including Los Angeles. Next week, things really start to change nationwide. They get back into the precipitation sweepstakes, as I referred to it. Everybody in California will have above average rainfall, and the higher elevations will have heavy snow that may extend into some of the mountains in New Mexico and Arizona also. And some of that activity will make it in the Great Lakes and New England. Boston will probably have its biggest snow of the season next week, and it may extend to New York. But that's just the beginning of the March sweepstakes for them up there. We will trend cooler probably after about the 6th of March, but not until then. As far as what we're looking at with that beach forecast, the problem here is the rip currents and also lack of lifeguards at this time of year. Some of them are on duty, probably not the county ones, but the hotels probably have some. Try to swim where those are if you can. If you're in a beach with no lifeguards, then have a friend or two with you, so don't go in the water by yourself. But it will be a problem. 80 for a high. We'll have the talking points next hour. Still working on those. Variably cloudy, warm, breezy. And the extended forecast shows pretty much warm and windy. And then the winds die down for Friday and Saturday, and then maybe a late shower Monday. More likely that would be next Tuesday, which would be the last day of February. We'll cool off from the low 80s to maybe the low 70s, but we'll stay fairly mild. But then watch out as we get to about the 10th of March. Then things really start to, well, I should say about the 6th or 7th of March, then things really start to change.